Welcome to our Mastery Tips and Trick Show. It's Podcast Friday, and we're having lots of fun in the house here. We have special guest Nadine Stille. So I'm going to have you say that again to make sure I said it properly and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, hi everyone listening in. Thank you so much, Heather, for having me. My name is Nadine Stille. I'm an international and certified coach helping ambitious moms get their mojo back, go after the thing that they truly want, and can't stop thinking about, even if it's freaking them out. So I'm really looking forward to diving into that topic today and have a bit of fun with you.
Yeah, I love it. Go for what you want, even
Mm.
if it's freaking you out. I think we all need that on a t-shirt. Sometimes we need a little reminder and inspo for ourselves.
That's a good one. Yeah, pop it on a t-shirt. I know. What about those stitch patterns? Put it on a
There you
stitch
go.
it out.
A stitch it. I love
Yeah.
it. So tell us, how did you get doing what you're doing?
Yeah. So I kind of tiny bit of a story. Going for, what you truly want is actually a something that's been going on in my life for quite a while. So it's not always the thing that I think I should be doing, but the things that I really want to do, even if it's freaking me out. So I'm now living in Canada in Vancouver, and it's actually the sixth country I'm living and working at. And so I've always kind of just went for where my heart led me. And I've coached mainly ambitious women with careers and people who are change makers, global citizens, want better for their community. And through my own motherhood journey and the COVID years, frankly, I've become so much more focused on what moms are going through. There's this very specific pressure that they're on, very specific circumstances, and it can be quite relentless. And you're kind of, especially in the first few years, get a bit lost in what who you truly are. There's so many shifts and changes going on, and I really want to support moms be just going for what they want, find their mojo bag, what lights them up, gives them energy, and fulfill their dreams. Most of the time when I talk with moms, there is something where they're saying, I've been having this idea for a little while now, or I've been always thinking about, fill in the blanks in this. And but they don't, for some reason, you know go for it, because it can be quite scary.
There's always
And
a but holding
there's
people
always a
back.
but, and very legitimate buts, right? It's like you don't have any, like, let's face it, no, no energy or time going for a different job or starting a passion project. So that's often, there's a lot of barriers, and including maybe even like mindset or confidence things going on as well. And but just, that spark is there, that spark is already in them, and I love tapping into that and just asks, like, but what if, you know what would
What if?
yeah, what would it take? How could you move just a tiny bit closer to this? Or what if you want to take a leap? What would that look like? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. So this is where I'm getting really, really excited. This is what I love doing. I'm basically living my own dream of coaching moms doing that.
I love it.
And yeah, I believe that mothers are amazing in their abilities, but through society, through whatever we hear and see in the news, through policies that are there in place, I always feel that moms don't necessarily have that self belief there, right? It's
Mm.
always like there's not the flexibility around in, say, the workplace, or policies there for paid maternity leave, childcare places aren't there. So moms always, like, there's so much burden on them. And I just want to lift it. And while I'm advocating and highlighting and being an ally for those kind of bigger changes, I really want to help moms on an individual level, like personalized one-on-one coaching at baby step speed, or bigger jumps, and help them run their own world, their communities, go after what lights them up, gives them energy and passion, and fills them with more life, away from the daily grind. So as you can tell, like, I'm super excited about this. I can't
And I
um
think it's so important because as mothers or fathers or whoever is
mm,
the main caregiver, I say we, it's not I yet. I am a plant mother, but I am a super aunt. You
true.
lose your identity. And so instead of, because we're not our name, we're not our body, we're not our titles,
Mm,
and we have a purpose and a passion. For some, it's being a mother, but we always have to fill our cup. And we never really want to forget about the other things that fill our cup other than the children, because when they go and there's an empty nest, what about you? And so I think it's so important. I think it was like culturally expected previously that
mm-hmm.
women forget all about self and are just like this thing that takes care of the child. But we know that when the mother's cup is full, and when she's living her purpose, it's overflowing. And
Mm.
that provides a better life for the child. And so I'm really excited to hear about your tips today, because I truly believe everyone deserves to go after what they want, especially moms who culturally we've been told that, well, you're going to have to wait 50 years until they're old enough for this or that, right?
Right,
You
exactly.
could have it all and you could do it now.
I know. And it looks different for everyone, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like you mentioned, for some people, um, it's really that fulfilling. It's like, no, that motherhood is all I've ever wanted, and this is where I'm at, and that's cool. That's absolutely fine. There are also moms who have been career women all their life, and they're thinking, okay, now that I have a child, I'll just have my child, and then I go back to work in a few months' time, and they realize, hang on, actually, I love this new role of what I'm doing. So where I'm thinking about like taking big leaps is also um for what you really want. It doesn't necessarily just have to do with career, but it could also be the reverse, where you're like, but what if I just work part-time now, or don't go back to that workplace? Or if I stay home, what would that look like? So it's always around like not thinking about what you think you should be doing or what others are expecting of you, but going for what your heart tells you. It's like just switch off the brain. It's always so noisy. There's always so much going on. But what is it
That
that you
logical
truly want?
mind. Yeah.
Can be so powerful, but so can your heart if you
Yeah.
if you listen enough to it. So this is where I come in, and it's like, okay, let's figure that out.
And I think I'm gonna pull in the post I put up today, and the quote was, "Stop at like instead of what can I accomplish, it's what do I want."
Mm,
Right? Because I think a lot of moms are on the checklist, the to-do list, because there is an endless to-do list to take care of them. But what about what you want, not just what you need to accomplish? And so
mhm.
let's dive into that. So tip
Yeah,
number
let's do.
one is how to actually go for what you really want, right?
Yeah.
Because I bet you're all sitting over there going, okay, Nadine, tell me now, how
Tell
do you
me.
actually do that? Sounds great. Where's the time? Where's the energy? Are you going to wipe the bum? Like the problem. So come on, Nadine, tell us
I'm
how to do it.
you're actually spot on. It's like, where do I have the time and the energy? So we're coming into this, but essentially the first step is to really work on your mindset. You already know that there is, you have that spark, you have that idea. There has to be more to it. I really want this, but now it's a matter of really boosting your own confidence, your own yes I can attitude, right? If I can't do it right now, what can I do to make it, to change that? Really strengthen your mindset around it. It's the yes you can, now it's my time, it's my turn, I deserve this, right? And truly believing it. Not just
Yes,
saying
one
it,
thing to
but
say it. Yeah.
it's like, yes, this is the right step for me. What Thinking about, what if I can rock motherhood and follow my dreams and my passions? What would that look like? What if it's more fun? What if it's easier than what you may be imagining there? So it's like really honing in on your mindset. What might be holding you back or has been holding you back until now? How can you overcome this? And put in a really good dose of self compassion and grace for yourself. Because, you know, we all need it. And moms
Yeah.
can be so, oh, it's like everything's like perfect or pleasing everyone and like doing it right for everyone else apart from ourselves as moms. So it's, take everything with a good dose of self-compassion while pursuing your dreams. There's going to be challenges, no, but there will also be fun things. Like celebrate all of that. And that's where the mindset comes in. It's like really work on your mindset of self-compassion and things that may be holding you back, because this will all help you along the way. So that would be my first tip.
I love it. And I just want to second, like what I'm really hearing is to have a mindset of possibility. So instead of into like canceling immediate of how it can't work, because it just becomes habit, especially if you're
Yes.
constantly in a stressed state, which for a few years the whole world was.
Hmm.
So we start to get into fear, worry, and doubt and out of possibility. So even when the dream pops up, right, like we were saying, but insert whatever excuse, reason, or alibi, but nothing ever happens until we make it happen, right? So how do you actually do it? It's like the one little step at a time, one little action at a time. Taking 5 minutes of silence, doing that self-compassion and perseverance, and really, really just be in a state of possibility. If there's one thing you
Yes.
take from this whole podcast, it's that mindset shift from fear, worry, and doubt to possibility is a conscious effort all day long. And you just maybe put a sticky note up somewhere that says like I am in possibility, just to
Mm-hmm.
remind yourself, because
Yeah.
as we go for what we want, the fear really can get quite loud. And it's so important for us to stay in that possibility and to have that self-compassion. So I
Yes.
second everything you said. Love it.
Perfect. Are you ready for tip two?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell us
Um,
more.
yeah. So tip two actually nicely fits in with some of the things that we've just talked about, which is actually clarity. It's like, what do you truly want?
Mhm.
Like, seriously, what do you want? Not the things that you feel you should be doing or that are expected of you, but what is it that you truly want? Like, listen to your heart a bit. And what is your why? Why do you want to do it? All these things will help you again achieve your goals more, and that really, like the possibility, the envisioning things, like this really, really important. If you don't know um what you want, then that's totally cool too. You just know you want different from what it is now, and then that's something we can explore. But you're willing to work for it, to make changes, to investigate, to be curious, like, hey, what is possible for me, right? And so we're like, oftentimes I'd encourage people to really envision it. Start maybe with a vision board or writing some notes down. This is how I want to, what you just mentioned, not just what I want to do, but this is how I want to feel as well. What do you want to create? Where are you? How are you going to tackle challenges? All these things, like paint the picture, be that like that perfect movie trailer, maybe even in that sense. And one of the reasons we're doing it is because it will help you get motivated, stay motivated throughout. It's also important because we only have so much time and energy and resources. So we might as well just allocate that time specifically and strategically to what actually makes sense for you, right? So
Mhm.
it's like specific steps so we don't waste too much time and energy.
And what I'm hearing,
Yeah.
not to interrupt, but what I'm hearing here is that without the clarity, this is one of the biggest things we teach within our community. Without the clarity, you can't have boundaries, which means you can't know what to say yes and what to say no to. And this is
Mm,
we stay so busy and overwhelmed because we're not focused and prioritized. So we're saying yes to things that maybe aren't filling up our cup. We're always being in service, but we never did anything to fill up our cup. And now we're burnt out,
mm,
overwhelmed, and stressed. And yet we never pause to, um, this is the slowing down to speed up. This is this working smarter, not harder. And most people, when you ask them what they want, they don't know because they
mhm,
haven't paused to go, okay, let myself imagine.
mhm.
And then once you actually allow the imagination, what she's saying is you need the clarity on it, because you have to know what you want so that you can spend your time doing the things that are moving you closer to it. Because most of the time people don't have that clarity. They fill up their calendar and then it's like, I'd love to, but I don't have time. And we could probably take everything out of the calendar and restructure that calendar by putting you in first. If there's one thing I want to
Always.
teach you, it's putting you in first. And that's how you make that happen. But you can't know what to put in the calendar without the clarity on knowing what you want. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Always put your first your important bits in the calendar first. And that's not work.
Yeah, and I think habitually, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you put in work, you put in the family, you did everything else, and then you went to put you in. But I dare you, take it all out and put yourself in first. I was studying at Landmark, and one of my mentors looked at my calendar. I was always late. And she was like, oh, how come you're always late for everything? And then she looked at my calendar. She was like, wait a second. Don't you work for yourself? And I was like, yes, I do. And she was like, well, you clearly don't even leave enough time to go to the bathroom. You do always have to go to the bathroom between.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, where's the time for the bathroom break? Right. And so it's even right down to those things like putting in your bathroom break, right? Like all those little
Yeah.
things. And time is an illusion, and we don't manage time, we manage tasks. So when she gave me a challenge, Heather, I want you to take everything out. And I want you to remake your schedule. And this is 2017, and I've been doing it ever since. And my life is unrecognizable
Hmm.
because I design my life and my business around me and what fills my cup, and not the other way around.
Exactly. Exactly. And like I've been writing on a blog like forever, it seems now. It's getting bigger and bigger. But there's some things that well, there's some research I've done around visualization, goal setting, the clarity piece of it. And some of the statistics around goal setting, where it's like, oh, goal setting sounds so boring and whatever, it's like New Year's resolutions, like they have a bad reputation as well. But I just want to quickly say that setting actionable steps to reach your goals and doing regular progress check-ins, either with yourself or an accountability partner, coach, etc., means that you likely achieve your goals 40% faster. 40%
That's wild. 40%
faster. Yes. Just
faster. I like it.
by having them and reviewing them regularly. It doesn't necessarily, well, having them, setting those steps, right? It's like, okay, until next week, this is what I'm going to do to work more towards my goal. However much that is, it doesn't mean you have to like do lots in 1 week, but it's like,
That's
okay,
why we
next
say
week, this is
focused
what
and
I'm going.
prioritize.
Exactly. And visualizing your goals means you'll likely be happier, more confident, and less anxious. So I started like doing those visualization exercises with everyone now. If they're up for it, I'm not making everyone. But I was like, I'll suggest it and say why, around it. But it's really powerful when you know what you want and why you're going for it. So
I
yeah, I
think
just wanted
that's
to
it.
bring that in, have that clarity around there.
Yeah. Know what you want and know how you're going for it. That's so essential. 40% faster with actually deciding on the goal. That's where most people miss. They can't decide, and then they don't have an action plan, and then they're wandering aimlessly and they're busy and
Yeah.
overwhelmed. So stay focused, stay prioritized, create that clarity, and let's speed up. That's why I like to call them quantum leap quarters. Like, let's
Yeah.
do in 90 days what most people won't do in a year. And clarity is going to be one of the best keys that ever get you there. And then
Yeah.
you like you said, imagine, visualize it. Your mind knows no difference between real and imagined. So as you start to visualize it, there's a certain part of your brain that's filtering all incoming information, and it's only going to start to filter in what's in alignment with what you're visualizing. And that vision is what will pull you forward. All successful people saw it in their mind first, visualized it day in and day out until it became the reality. And they chose to
Yes.
only entertain that vision in their mind and be only in possibility. And
that's
it's,
what professional athletes are doing, right? It's
yeah.
like they put a lot of time into the visualization part
Oh,
of
yeah.
when they're running across the finishing line, how fast they're going to do it for, and you
Over and
know,
over.
over and over again. That's why they're able to get up and keep going after a defeat, when they put their heart on the line and they're just like get up, and they're before they're, I don't know, walking off the court again. I'm thinking specifically around Serena Williams, who's also a mother of two. It's like thinking about the next bit, I'm going to do it again. This is what I'm going to change. Okay, onto it. And yeah,
Michael
just
Jordan was known for watching all his own games and practices after, and
mm-hmm,
he was the best of the best. And he would watch and look for areas of improvement and visualize how you can improve that and show up the next game and do it better, right?
mm-hmm,
So there's so much research behind whether you're visualizing or physically practicing, the neurons are firing the same, and the likeliness is equal or greater with the visualization alone.
mm-hmm.
Visualization and the physical practice both together, boom. The visualization alone does just as much as the physical practice.
Mm-hmm.
Mind knows no difference between real and imagine. The exact same neurons fire as when you imagine doing it as when you actually do it.
Yes.
And I wanted to bring that into the third tip, because here's the thing. As you go for what you want, other things show up to tell you you can't have it. And you already are busy and overwhelmed and a super mom and trying to take care of everyone. And no successful person did it alone. And if you're going for big goals and big things and looking for changes in your life, it's really can be a lonely road if you're trying to do it alone. And then also, if the other people around you aren't going for gold, they unconsciously pull you down because you're a reflection of what they're not doing. And so you
Mm-hmm.
said your next tip is to
Yeah.
assemble your mom village and support
Yeah.
network. And I'm like, hands down agree. So tell us more about that.
Yes, like you said, it's not yeah, hardly ever anyone does it by themselves, and I actively want to encourage moms to seek out help, and to ask for it. Again, it doesn't necessarily go without the clarity beforehand. If you don't know what you want, then you don't know what you need around it as well. So I want to encourage moms to, once they have the clarity of what they want, take a bit of stock. It's like, okay, in what areas do I need support? Is it child support? Is it, you know, twice a week getting someone else to pick up the kids or driving them to, what, like the next football game? Or do you need every Saturday morning off to work specifically focused on your thing? Do you need particular help with, say, your mindset or business building? Where do you need support and what you want to achieve, or where do you need to learn something? And then go and ask for it. And go for it. Assemble your team. So I'm sure it's like, that's why a lot of people go and work with you, Heather. That's why some of my people come to me for, like, as an accountability partner, as someone who you can play ideas off and hold you accountable. And on, it's like when life happens and the kids are sick and this is happening and this is happening, stay the course for you, keep you in line on that 40% faster to get
Yeah.
to your goals. um it's it might be another mother who has children your same age. It might be someone, the neighbor down the road who always says hi and maybe doesn't have, maybe their kids are, on the other side of the country and they would love to do a bit of maybe looking after your kids. Or it's a mentor or someone you haven't reached out to for a while. It might be someone who doesn't, just even, a mom friend,
And I
a
think
mom friend who, especially if
moms,
they don't have, sorry, just
no,
real
go
quick, it's
ahead.
like if they don't, sometimes, oftentimes what I'm hearing is, oh yeah, I'm looking for moms who have children the same age because then they can play together. But they might be having the same challenges time wise to come together to you. Now you're like doubled up. What about looking for, a mom friend who has older children or who has no children at all, but you're really clicking on some of the other things that make you you. So really be open about who you want as part of your mom support village. And
And I
and
think it
bring
takes a
them in, invite them
community.
in. Yes.
Yeah, it takes a community. So, like you're saying, it doesn't have to be a mom with a kid with the exact same age. Absolutely not. A community makes the whole thing work. My only way my sister gets my niece and nephew to alter things and keeps fully functioning in business and job and all the things is she enrolls the whole family. We actually call it my niece and nephew's entourage. Because sometimes when we go to watch like their basketball or hockey game, there's like 8 or more of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started happening because my sister learned to enroll, or what we call like make requests of the family. And it was finally like, okay, listen, I am burnt out. I want my kids to have these things in their life, but I can't take them to all of them. So, hey, since you've got aunts, uncles, grandparents on both sides, like who's going to be enrolled here? And now people now sometimes all 8 of us are there, right? Like it started with like who can help out, but now it's literally called the entourage. We've got our own WhatsApp group. We stay up to date with everything, and that's the thing you're looking for, that support in that community. It takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
Society is designed to separate us, to break down the families, to keep you alone, to tell you got to do it all alone or you're not successful, you're a bad mom or whatever. And it was never designed to be that way. Okay,
No,
like it's meant to be a community. It takes a
absolutely.
community, it takes a village. And so I have a question for you. Do you have a recommendation for those moms out there who are trying to run a business, like my sister was, trying to have their kids involved in all the activities they want to be doing? And how do they go and make those requests or enrollments? Because we're helping a client. I literally made the request to a client the other day. How and who can you enroll or make a request to for your support because you're burning out and you can't stay there?
Mm-hmm.
So how does someone go about that?
Um, so for one, it's not think about it too much because then you're just overthinking and
Yep.
it's
Biggest
just
thing.
like don't
Yeah.
overthink it.
Yeah.
Be straight out, saying this is what I need and why. You don't necessarily need to go into detail, but usually the reason works is like this is why. And also, I've actually done some research on this because I have and I know we're talking about a gift at the end of this, but I do have something else in my resource library on my website that actually it goes along the lines of how to ask for help as an overwhelmed mom, something like this. And
Yeah.
research that I've done around it said, which I was quite surprised, is that your chances of getting a yes are higher if you're making the request in person or on the phone by calling.
A direct request. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
not texting or writing an email or any of those things, but by actually talking to them so they can hear your voice, or even see you. That will get like exponentially higher chances of
Much
getting a
harder to
yes.
say no to your face.
Yeah. But even that, I mean, most people actually don't say straight out no. They would maybe offer you, if they are not in a position to help right there and then, they may know someone who can help, or they have a resource, or they can help next time around.
Yeah.
Right, if it's not this week that they have time to help you out, maybe the week after, who knows. But it's like there's lots of ways people can help out and jump in as well.
And you were saying like it doesn't even have to be a mom. So I just want to throw this out
Yeah.
there. I have a good friend, and when her daughter was born, her partner worked all the time. And so for 2 hours once a week, I would go over, she'd give me a gift, and I would stay and take care of the little one, and we'd have so much fun. So she could go to the gym, take a nap, shower, vacuum, do laundry, go to the spa, get her nails done. Like that support can come from anyone. You just have to be willing to make the ask, right? The enrollment, the request.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for so many of us, we have stories about making ourselves bad and wrong because we're not doing it alone, but it's not meant to be done alone. So
Yeah,
go and make that request, build that
exactly.
community and village. Assemble. I like that name. Like Moms Assemble, Mom
Yes.
Community Support Assemble. Like I absolutely love it. It's so important.
There is another story that I, when you do enroll, that I quickly want to bring up, and I forgot about the percentage, but there's some studies around it, and maybe because you know everything. It seems like, Heather.
Try, but I
There
know
is
there's tons I don't know.
there was this study done. I believe it was in the UK, because there's there's this stereotype about people in the UK always queuing up or lining up. And they were asked about what's the word for that would get most people to jump the line, right? Jump ahead from, instead of like lining up at the end, but jump ahead to the very front, say at a cashier's. Like, what's that one word? And the surprise word is actually because. Once they gave a reason, no matter how ridiculous the reason was, the chances for people to be less disgruntled about letting you jump the queue or jump ahead in a lineup was like, it was ridiculous. I don't know what the number is, but there's some statistics around it. It's not even please, can I jump ahead? It's just like, I need to go and pay this right now. Sorry, I can't stay here because my meter is running out or someone's waiting outside for me. Just that, like, give the reason why.
Give the reason. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard about that before?
No, I think that's brilliant. It's the emotional impact, right? The because is the emotion, and people say yes or no based on emotion. So I love that. So when you're making your request to have your support system assemble behind you and not take care of you, but yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Tell them why. I think that authenticity, I think the why is authentic. And one thing I did learn recently, I think it was from Greg Braden, is that authenticity is measured as the highest frequency, even higher than love. And so maybe that's why, because people are being authentic, right? Instead of like, just let me go in front of you. It's like, hey, here's my true struggle. Do you mind? And people, if you have a good heart, unless they have a struggle of their own, they're most likely, I mean, why not? Right. So I love that. Huge, huge. Assemble those people behind you, make those requests, and be authentic. Share why and what the impact for you is, and how you can return it when they need it. If so. I love that. So let's talk about that gift and where they can learn more about you.
Yeah. So there is something on my website called Creating the Life You Truly Want, the 5-step roadmap for moms who want more. And it's a really practical roadmap document where you can, like, there's lots of space for you to write in. I give you some tips of what you need to have in place, more than the 3 steps that I have that we've covered today, and really work through what those steps mean for you, where you might need support, what you've already got in place. And it really helps you with the clarity. There's some really good affirmations in there as well to help you boost your motivation and your confidence as well. And it's right. And it will give you a really good start to know where you might need support. It's the inspiration is there, a bit of clarity of what you want. And yeah, so you can download it from my website. Is it possible to put the link in the
link's in
later?
the description there, so you guys can grab that right now if you're with us live, and it'll be up with the replays. And that roadmap is going to be the thing to help you move into that new place where your cup is getting filled every day.
Yes, it's your journey, your roadmap to possibilities on the clarity. And just grab it. Get yourself some nice music on, and maybe grab something to zip and maybe too much on as well, and then just work your way through. It's like, make it a bit of a self-care thing for you, and work your way through it.
I love it. Amazing, Nadine. Thank you so much for your energy, great attitude. And hey, ladies, it's time that ladies start leaning together and lifting each other up. So to all the moms out there trying to do it all alone, here's your approval. You do not have to. So reach out to Nadine, make sure you grab that roadmap, and she's here to support you guys so you can truly live a life you love, that's happy and fulfilled, and the one you designed that you deserve. So thank you so much, Nadine.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Of course. Remember, everybody, stay happy, healthy, wealthy, expect magic and miracles, and what is the best that can happen? We'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.
Bye.